YouTube going. Alright, we're gonna let some people come in while they do that. Let me fix. That. Okay, that's live. Alright. Shout out to everybody jumping on. Oh, we got a dope artist from Cali that just jumped on. Singing ass. Hey, yo, that brother right there is super dope. Shout out to you, my brother. Been a while since I saw you on the feed, but we still got your song on rotation, so it's all love. Shout out to Mr. Ball. That's Fire Entertainment. What's going on, y'all, today? Shoe Radio. By way of MJMG Presents. You know, we've been promoting the project that's just dropped. Shout out to Nate that just jumped on. So today we got 3 more artists that was on the project. We got AC Slater. Now, me and AC go back. AC put in that work, and don't get it fooled, because she was smacking with the same hand she prayed with. That's my favorite line. I love that line to this day. I actually jacked that one time, and I had to say that to someone. That's the flyest joint you could say. And we have artists. We have Suave Corleone. We got Rem. We got AC Slater in today. All 3 artists are on the Experience album by Miss Jackson Media Group, who just joined us. We're going to chop it up with them. We're going to get some artist insight of what the experience means to them, what they added to it, what they got from it, and some of their process and recording. With that, we're also going to go into some of the songs. So if you didn't hear it, you need to check it out. You need to check it out. Let me just make sure. Okay, I'm getting a lot of text messages. People like, yo, we on? Get on. Get on. Shout out to everybody jumping on. It's going to be a really dope show. Always is a dope show. Always some artist insight. Always some entertainment. Something you could take with you. And again, if you did not check the Experience album, check it out. I had the privilege of executive producing that, and I will tell you, from an artist standpoint, the creativity behind that is amazing, and the body of work. So what we're going to do right now, because we're not going to go, what's going on, Marty? 24, I see you. What we're going to do right now, we're going to go into Pyramids. The artist on this song, his name is Rem. He's going to be on today too. We're going to go into this to give y'all a taste of what's on there. And we're going to go into a few other songs that's on there. So stay tuned. But right now, I'm going to give y'all Pyramids. This is the MG Presents the Experience album song Pyramids. Check it out.
Yo, was that Mellow?
More on the table, really learning how to ball. Goals is enormous, get nightmares about to fall, but God has really got me. Soldiers in the lobby like Rambo just crashed the party. Limelight knocking it. I don't wanna disappoint for moms and my father, for my brothers who've been trifled by the system. Dog, I'm on it. You can trust me fully, love me and boast me. It take a lot to know me, so the verses is to follow me. If this is where it is, then this is all we got. More for Reese and the team, leaving millions in stock for familiar and nah shit. Busy laying the cops looking around where the projects hot shit. Murder on my mind, I don't see another option. That's how we relate, that's how niggas ball. So nigga, don't be late, cause I ain't ready for the fall. I'm just ready for it all, standing tall like the twins near the Bronx shit. Tragedy happening, conspiracy what harming, but I'm glad we got to have it, even if it means we lost it. It's more about the kids spitting shit at the apartment. Aspiring to be it, he ain't know it, he had started. The road is long and every step bigger, darker. Hoes come after charter when the dollar's really on her. She don't care about the music set, she just want a baller to come through and rip them guts up like a monster. Sometimes I struggle with the V's. Do I go impress or do I wanna find some meaning? Is it how we dress or the things that we believe in? Chains promote the ego, but my girl keep me in. Rapping about a hoe, I ain't content with how I leave it, but trust me, I need this. Trust me, I've seen this. I've been to the mountaintop and tasted all this sweetness. Content never happens, it's just deeper, and I'm reaching of this bag full of tricks. Bad as the bitches make the dick go brick. I'm sick, no fix. I'm him, no shit. In the shoes, so fitting. Get loose with the vision, really tell me how you feeling. Don't lie, don't lie. Yeah. Says when it comes to how we moving, sounding like we sitting in a movie. movies. Unwind this and find the new blueprint. Probably the shit that had built the pyramids. Compete with where the mirror is. Dearest ones I'm clears with. I know that you gon' hear this shit. Know I'm getting near shit. It's almost in my grasp now. Other niggas in the spot will find a way to back down, to divert the pressure, but I want it on my back now. Killer in a trap house, the CEO and maxed out. The Emilio rich type of bitches on my map now. Now they wanna know the reasons niggas started rap now. I can tell the story, but it's better you just watch. It's better I keep talking while these commas never stop. Still a nigga in the coop, but ain't a nigga in a box. I made it. 20 years live, that's a worthy celebration. Thank God, nigga. Between you and I, this saved my life, nigga. Chances. All I know is I ain't doing this at random. Self-acclaimed millionaire by 30 years old. Is a handful of plans, but shit, I'm him. Shit, these hit like better days for all my people in the mix. So it is what it is. Promises I made, I won't dip. Just spin on these tracks till life a little different. Majorly impacted like my niggas in the system. I don't want a handout. You know, walk for you can sprint or you gon' end up tripping. Whipping foreigns. Shit, I'm slipping in the morning on this all glass flooring. That's another dream, I got my niggas here supporting. Disrespect the movement for the bums, that shit alluring. And I can't blame you. Shit, these hate, I'm sick, no fix. Ain't the shoe so fitted. Get loose with a vision, really tell me how you feeling, don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie.
Welcome to Shoe Radio. That was just pyramids, like the man said at the end. Don't lie. Don't lie. That was tough right there. If you just joined in today, we are talking about the MG Presents. Let me stop. I got a whole bunch of stuff playing in my ears. Let's slow that down. We're talking about the MG Presents The Experience. We got 3 talented artists from all different walks of life. We have 3 talented artists in the studio tonight. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna go into super long. We're gonna just let's bring them on. Let's go right on to it. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Thank you for coming to the show. We have Rem, we have Suave, and we have AC in the building. First, before I even go any further, right? I want to commend y'all on the work that y'all did.
Thank you.
Means a lot. Thank you, sir.
You know, as the executive producer, you know, I listened to it with producer ears. I'm making sure songs structure, but when I really got down to the moment to sit and master it, I was like, the quality of material, the art form was just super. I mean, I called Miss Jackson in the middle of mastering and like, this is fire. Before we go even any further in me just giving y'all salutes, right? What is the experience, if the viewers that are on had to get a definition of like what the experience means, like what does that mean, and to every individual one of you, how can you define that or share that with the viewers?
I think the experience is very dynamic and it includes a lot of different things. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's like lessons, trials and tribulations, the obstacles you face. Especially when you're an artist, like especially an independent artist, that struggling artist, that starving artist, I feel like that's a part of the experience of throwing yourself into your dreams 100% and just taking that risk because you don't know where it's going to take you. So I think that somewhat define the experience for some of us.
Nice. And please, add on. Please do.
Yeah, to me, what I loved about the body of work, it was a no genre album, but experience is the best way to explain it, because music is a freedom of expression, which means it's truly defined by that person and what they go through and what they live.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter genre is just something to put in front of it. But the artistry is going to come out to you because it's natural. A country singer is not trying to be a country singer. That's the way the expression works for them. You see what I'm saying? And so what I loved about the project is you have the chance to hear experience, a taste to see, Like experience, like he walking through it with them with several different artists, several different walks of life. What I love, it was all over the world in terms of our demographic of the U.S. all over. So world doesn't look the same in LA as it looks in New York. It doesn't look the same in Atlanta as it does in Kentucky, and you feel it in the music. So that's how I would define it.
I love that. I love that. My brother Rim, talk to us. We just rocked out to Pyramid. So I got a question right after you answer that. I got a question for you, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say I thought it was raw. I mean, like it would be hard to put it all into like one thing. It was raw. There's so many different people working on it too. We went through so many different things, back and forth on the phone with Miss Jackson, just trying to get everything to work. But at the end of the day, I mean, the product that we came out with, can't complain, man. Top to bottom,
Most
it was
definite.
great.
Most definite. Pyramids. And I know everyone had an individual record that they were on or multiple, but let's talk about Pyramids since we on you. What was your whole aim of that record Pyramid and your approach into writing or creating that song?
It was funny, man, because when I had made it, I was at the studio, right? I made it. I remember writing it too. I was like clicking. I was in my zone for it. And I'm listening back to it. I'm like, I don't know about this one. Like, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
And then it took me saying that. Miss Jackson hopped on the phone with me and was like, nah, this is the one. This is the one. And then I'm listening to it after that. And I'm like, damn, like this is like, it's crazy how art works. Because I'm listening to it, I'm like, I feel like I could have took this like 6 more steps in just like a better type of way. I hear Miss Jackson praising it. Now I'm kind of in love with it. Now it's one of my favorite songs that I've made. But overall, I mean, I guess for that one, I was just trying to show the depth of my lyricism, where I can take it in that kind of way. The kind of energy I can bring to a track. It was like Miss Jackson kind of came to me open hands, and she guided me through this whole entire time. Nobody else really been there like that, so I was like, all right, let me lay it down for her. Let me show her what I can do.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Moving over to Suave, your record Rescue Me. Please talk about a little bit about that. We gonna play that later in the show, but
Yeah.
most definitely talk a little bit about Rescue Me. What does that mean?
Um.
What was your aim for that?
Yo. So when I heard the beat, it just had a different type of energy. For one thing, it had an energy like it's an escape. That's the vibe it gave me. It gave me the vibe of being in the place of trying to get to what real refuge looked like. My perspective from it came from in terms of my spirituality and life experiences. I'm a Christian hip hop artist normally, gospel hip hop. That's my vibe, positive music. However they want to try to do that, but God rescued me. You know what I mean? And that's something I wanted to just put out there in a very lyrical way, because it's a common thing that's not necessarily discussed. See, everybody can talk about what happens on the other side, but nobody really want to discuss what's happening when it's real time. When you feeling like you're drowning, drowning in emotions, drowning in situations, drowning in your circumstances. Is nobody really talks about what that feels like. And I wanted to be able to speak from that standpoint about how that felt for me. From the point of being in that spot to the point of being rescued, and to kind of let you know that the life raft is out for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how things may feel at a moment, you have a savior that's literally waiting on you. You know what I mean? So that was definitely my mindset on it. And I love hip hop, and hip hop was part of my rescue plan. How he got me specifically, in that genre I love, he came and got me in that particular space, allowing me to still doing it my way. So that's why I kind of came. That was my standpoint on that.
I feel you on that. I most definitely feel you that, and you were very clear on that song. AC, I was in the studio with you when you laid that down, right?
Word.
I know your situation. You were asked to be featured on the song. You jumped on it. Your approach when working with a song that's kind of curated already, and you jumping on it. How do you go about, getting into that mind space, or how did you get into the mind space for that song?
Um, how did I get into the process for that song? Well, first I listened to the song maybe like a couple times. So what I normally do when I write my music is I imagine the beat as a music video in my head. That's really what my process is, and that's how I kind of catch what the concept is going to be when I'm writing my own music. So when I listen to Black Albert, I try to imagine the music video, especially with the context that he was talking. It was a little, sexual, seductive, and that's always been such a. I won't say it's hard for me to grasp because I do have fun being promiscuous and being provocative and talking about my body and stuff. But I try to stray away from that because it's so common amongst female rappers today. So when I heard it, I wanted to be vulgar, but not so much to the point where it still wasn't classy, if that makes sense. And I felt like he just touched the surface of what he was saying. So I didn't want to dig too deep either. So my approach was to be like classy, but sexual, more seductive than as raunchy. So yeah, that was my approach. When I imagined the music video, it was like a black tie event. It was really like sexy. So that's how I channeled the energy from my verse.
I like that. So, for everyone on here, I know channeling, your energy and your approach towards a record. Was there ever a moment in your particular song or moment? I know Rem said he wasn't too sure that you had to overcome a challenge in that creating the song. And AC, since I'm on you, and then I'm gonna come back around. But
Oh my God,
what
yes.
what was a challenge in creating this?
So like I'm very critical of my work and I'm very critical of myself, and I'm so used to just like rapping aggressively. Like that's how I came up. Like my cousins, they all rap. I'm in the trap stock with them. I'm in the back siphoning with them. So I'm so comfortable being rough. It was for me to get into the tone of being sexy and for being soft on the track was such a challenge for me. I had to do so many different takes to figure out how I was gonna present myself on that song. Like because you don't want to be talking to a guy being sexy and you extra aggressive.
Yo,
So
yo,
I had
check
to
it out,
tone
yo.
myself down a couple times. Like it was really an adjustment. But I felt like that song helped me channel that seduction and other songs that I was writing personally for myself. Like kind of tapping a little bit more into my femininity. So it was good. He kind of led me through it. Like with what he was saying, he kind of led me through the track. So that helped me a lot. Like just to tap into that energy anyway. So
Gotcha. And Swab, before I get to you, shout out to everybody jumping on. Louis V, I see you. Weird World, I see you. C Mac, thank you everybody who's jumping on. Z, I see you. Shout out to everybody showing love on the feed. I see a lot of salutes and a lot of action going on. So just wanted to salute the people and acknowledge them. But Suave, as soon as I ask that question, you start nodding ASAP, like, yeah, I got something to say about that. What was going on, my brother? What was going on?
Hey, I do a lot of reference track stuff, man. So like I write a lot of music where like I hear a chorus in my head, I'll put it on wax, but it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it for the singer I'm writing for, whatever, to get a vibe of what I need to do, right? So I never expected Miss Jackson to say, no, Suave, I like that. Let's rock with that. I didn't expect that. So it kind of caught me off guard, you know what I mean? But I end up liking it too. I think my man said her having that feel about the track. When I heard it later, made me kind of see from a different perspective. I liked it as well. Like it's different. Sometimes the rawness allows you to feel something a little realer than if it comes from such a polished space.
Yeah.
So that was my main thing. And then there's a beat change in the beat too at the end of the second verse that I was trying to see how I want to double dutch. But I was able to kind of do it the way I felt comfortable with. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of the records I really, really like. It's one that I jam often, honestly. And I didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, but I love the record and I love the opportunity as well.
Most definite. Ram, what's going on? I know you mentioned that record at first, but was there an additional or a separate occasion that was something challenging for this record? My man said, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it was like initially I'm writing it and it's just flowing like water. I mean, like it couldn't be going better. I'm just tapped in all the way into the zone, and it took me because I wrote it right, and then I didn't get to record it until maybe a month after.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here and I'm reading my lyrics. And I'm like, I wonder if I'm offending some of my peoples. Keep in mind, I'm in like a relationship, so
Okay.
some of the things I was saying, and it was like, I don't know if I should have went there, but I went there, and it just took me understanding that art's gonna be what it is, right? Like I'm not subjectively trying to hurt nobody with what I'm saying. It's just it's organic the way that this shit comes out. And that was probably the biggest initial challenge, other than once I'm hearing it, that's the second trouble I had. I'm hearing it now. I'm like, don't get me wrong, this shit sound good.
Yeah.
Like, I like the way it came out, but I wonder if it's gonna hurt X, Y, and Z, if it's gonna offend somebody. But all it took was Miss Jackson being like, look it, you know what? Art is art. We really like it. I think it came and it fits perfect on this project. And now I'm listening to it, it's freeing, man. That's really what it was for me.
Nah, I feel you on that, and I'm gonna relate something to you said, but to all the records, once the records were recorded, Miss J was like, "Yo, I love this record, but what you feel on it?" And I would listen to it, and I'll be like, "Miss J, that's a go. Like that one. All right, let's get that one in the bucket." And we went through a lot of moments where we were uncertain who was still gonna be on the project. There was so many meetings and deadlines. I cracked the joke the last show, like with the deadlines. Miss J didn't play with the deadlines. Like if you ain't sent it, I mean, I was executive producing it and I had to master it, and she would hit me like, "Spud, where your record?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm going to master the project. Like my record will be done," and I really did appreciate that attention. As far as working in somewhat of a collective with other people's, how important was the formula or the equation of how Miss J put this together and the approach with the producers and everything? Did that play a part in how comfortable or smooth everyone did a record? I'm gonna start with Suave on that one. How did that play a part in your process?
To be honest with you, when we was talking about it, she didn't know whether this particular beat was gonna be the beat. She was gonna, send a few different ones, but maybe it's just the thing. She has the ear, not only for the artist but for the producer, so she can hear who sounds good with who, type of thing, which I thought was really cool. So just hearing that beat, I was in love with it. I didn't want to hear anything else. I knew I wanted to work with that particular track. The other thing more than that is getting a chance to talk to the producer, getting a chance to rock out with him in conversation and speak and bounce off ideas, because I sent everything to him before I sent it to Miss Jackson. Because I work with producers in the past. You hear certain things, you want to make sure somebody's really giving you the best of what the artwork that you already put out there on that canvas, and having that conversation and then getting Miss Jackson in there, it just makes you feel good. It makes you it put a cohesiveness to the project, because you want to be respectful to anybody's project as a feature, because they have a certain thing that they have crafted, so you want to make sure what you're doing is in line with the full project, the full vision. You see what I'm saying? So that was important, but I love the way that she did it. I thought the contrast of producers to artists, the contrast between artists to features, it was very thought out. And I felt like it crafted itself, to really express it the way it should be seen.
Gotcha. And AC?
Yeah, I think that a lot with social media, a lot of times when you have a feature, it's like, oh, give me an email, I send you the track, you get the verse done, and that's it. I don't think that tracks are really made organically a lot these days, where it's communication between the artists. So I really appreciate her reaching out to me and her getting me acquainted with the other artists that I was collaborating with, because we would talk and have, little meetings outside of our conversations that we had with Miss Jackson, just to make sure we were on the same page and that we had the same flow on the song and everything. And since he was the predominant artist on the song and I only had like one verse, I would check in with him a lot. Like, how do you feel? That flowed into it. Like, how do you feel the energy was? Because I had an additional, like, my first approach wasn't the best approach, and we did it. It was a rough draft. I sent it out to him, and I was just letting him know you could be as critical as you need to be. Like, if you feel like I should fix something or I can add something, like, don't hesitate to say it, because I felt like that is the most important thing to make sure the cohesiveness of the track is just like really smooth. So I really did appreciate how she was able to have us make relationships with the artists that we were doing songs with. I feel like that's really important.
That was, and my brother Ram.
Man, Miss Jackson is so wise. There's so many times when I was going through this that I had either doubts or whatever. All it took was a conversation every single time. So, I mean, like, yeah, she did her. Communication was crazy. Like, there was times where I felt like maybe we were getting lackadaisical. Because keep in mind, like, I'm 20. I'm working with other kids that are 20 years old. So we trying our hardest to get to communication. Other people across the state. It's our first time doing this. but she could really, you know, push us in the right direction. That was nice. And I also got to work with somebody else that was really great on the project. The producer I worked with, Mello, I got to sit down with him. We got to make beats together. So the communication there too was phenomenal. And yeah, that kid's gonna be doing something great one day.
Most definite. Shout out to everybody that's on it. Shout out to everybody that just jumped on as well. I am 23. Lincoln Roy, I see you. Just Eve, Tim Dog, Black Albert just shouted AC out. Black Albert is actually on the song with AC. Black Albert was going in.
Yes, he was.
Like when we played that song in like the team meetings to listen, the room got funny. Like everybody's just like, yo, he he most
So
definitely went
spicy.
in. He was talking real spicy. One thing I would say about just talking on Miss Jackson and this project, she wasn't too shy to like push the limits. Miss J would come to me and say, you know, I want to put a violin here, and I'm like, whoa, Miss J, I don't know about that. Like, all right, let's try it and see how it works. She was always thinking about, you know, the sound and the experience. But the top thing from the beginning of it all, she was stressing, she wanted an album feel. She wanted that album feel that she felt this era. I don't want to say generation. This era was minimizing in that. And there was a part of me that was like, I don't know, Miss J, you know, you want to do the album. I don't know how many songs you want. At one point, I was like, Miss J, we got to stop. No more songs. And there was even producers and artists that were almost on the chopping block. There was some artists that I was real close to, like, I don't know, they're not making the deadline. We're going to take this real serious. But I say all that to say is everybody who is on it and everybody who put in that work, everybody should be proud of that body of work because you guys put in not only towards a great experience album, but you guys did immaculate for your individual goals, which created a whole collective. So I just wanted to just give y'all the acknowledgement again. Let's give a round of applause to them. With that being said, we're going to go into rescue. We're going to go into rescue. We're going to play that one and we right back. This is Suave Corleone with Rescue from the MJMG Presents The Experience. Check it out, y'all. Please leave a comment. Here we go.
Yeah, Suave Corleone. It's real music. Yeah, it's real music.
Y'all about to catch a vibe.
It's hip-hop culture. It's butters and hash browns, synonymous with the morning. Coffee and hash browns, reminiscent of squeeze. Olives, oils, and grape wines. Must want to appear perfect like the bobbers and Hansons. But tape lines to the subject of the gossip of the grapevine. Incarcerate the scar faces like Rick Palm. What did he do when life moves for the definite yes or the absolute no like K-Shine? Searched all over alternative just to come to myself and realize that the answer was and still God. The only means for them, they are us free. Like the Amistad, once called a place like Saturday. On my side. Rescue me. Yeah. Rescue me. Yeah. Rescue me. Take for the culture, DJ break beats, graffiti, flat tops, ball fans, Bobby Brown, Gumby. Once and honest with the night like the Waffle House. All the crystals right through. Tonight I'm appointed a pioneer. What have you? Spend years in fear in the bleachers. Just starting that. No man can live it with God approved. Submerged in the product of the fire furnace. To this perception of fly. While I waited by yesterday's baggage, till I had to share the excess of gluten to carry on. Some wanted to sprint wide, reminded the marathon. Still got flight plans despite the trials and tribulation. One foot in front of the other, as we carry on. Even in the scary hours, he's still ours.
Even in the scary hours, you heard? Man said it right there. Shout out to Swamp. Shout out to everybody here. If you just tuning in, You tuned in at a great time because we have some tremendous, extraordinary artists that took part in this experience project. Now, with the experience out right now, and it's getting this acclaim and it's getting this feel, how do you look at your record now than when you first went into it? Does it have a different feel to you, or did it lose something to you, or how do you feel about now that it's out in the universe, it's being played? How do you listen to it now? And Ram, Suave like yo, I'm Suave on go, Suave on go. Go ahead, Suave on go. Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. My brother Rim, how you feel about that? They they saying there's no sound. I don't know why they saying there's no sound. I hear background music. They said there's no sound. Hold on, no sound. Everybody hears no sound. Could we get? They saying no sound. Everybody hear? They said nada, bro. You can hear. You can hear AC. Miss J, text me, Miss J. You can't call while I'm on the air. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna double check that right now. Let me just check my end real quick. 'Cause I want the people to hear you. They saying there's no sound. They said just me, just me. All right, let's check this out again. They said after the video, it went out. Say something again. Let's see if that works. We get a check. We get a check. Y'all hear them? Y'all hear them? Let's get a check. Let me. Miss J, text me. We get a check. We get a check. Y'all hear them? Y'all hear them? I'm checking my line, my live. They said no. They said no. They not hearing you. That is very odd. No. Very strange. They said after the video. They said after the video, everybody dropped out. So this is what we're gonna do, y'all. If there's one thing you can rely on. They said they only hit. There's one thing you can rely on. If something can go wrong, right? That's the law, right? Something can go wrong, but it's not gonna stop. We're gonna be right back. Please, everybody that's on the feed, once you see us jump back on, please jump back on. These artists most definitely deem that. So I'm gonna log back out, and then we're gonna come back on. See y'all in a second, y'all. It said only you. All right, here we go. We're gonna end that live. Let's stop streaming. I don't know why I did that. They said after.